Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Cooking from the book Life with a Side of Rice. I am Chef Gary, the writer and creator of the book. Today, as you can see, we've got all of our ingredients out. Today, we are going to make the meat sticks or the jerky sticks, depending on what you want to call them. They are on page 142 of the book. Follow along. Here's all the ingredients. Already in the pot, we have 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 pound of ground pork. We're going to put some diced jalapenos, salt, pepper, garlic. Yes, I'm using garlic. Don't get after me. It's all okay. Crushed red pepper, Worcestershire sauce or Worcestershire sauce, however you want to call it. Onion powder, garlic powder. The seasonings, the Southwest seasonings from the early in the chapter in the book. And of course, brown sugar. We're going to get it all together, mix it up really, really well. And then I'll get the stainless steel gun out. I'll show you how that looks when we put them all on the rack. Then we're going to smoke those at about 165 degrees, somewhere around the 4-hour mark. But I'll do everything so that you can see it individually. Okay, so here's everything in the pot. As you can see, you got the brown sugar. Going to break it up a little bit. The jalapenos, the pork. Definitely got all the seasonings in there. I made sure that I put all the seasonings around the outside. The beef is underneath. Now I'm just going to get in there and I'm really going to work this. It's probably going to take a good 3 to 5 minutes of just actually getting in there and working it and getting it really mixed in, because you want all of those seasonings to go all the way through every single layer. So as you can see here, all of the ingredients are completely mixed together. One thing that I tell everybody when you're making sausages or you're making anything that's kind of a force meat like this, if you want to test it out, just get yourself a spoonful, like about, I don't know, a teaspoon or so. Make it into a patty and then put it in like a quick saute pan. Saute it real quick and then taste it. If it needs more spices of some sort, you can do that. Okay, so this is what you do is you just take take a little bit of your sausage, or in this case our beef patty that we're going to be making our beef sticks out of. I've got a neutral oil in here. Today I'm using just a regular old vegetable oil. You could use avocado oil if you would like. I've got it heated up to about a medium heat. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sear it and then taste it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste it to see if I need to add any more spices, or if maybe it's too spicy and then I need to add something else, maybe a little bit more sugar to offset it. Just make sure I get the oil all on the sides of it. It'll start to break loose from the pan here in a minute. It won't take very long to cook because it is such a small piece. Look at the other side. Kind of resembles a burger patty. A little bit of cook through on it. Should take about a total of about 2 minutes. Again, it's ground beef and ground pork, so you cook it to where you like it. I'm going to cook mine to about a medium rare, or a medium, so about 135, 140 degrees. I'm not actually going to temp it. I'm just checking it to make sure that I like the seasonings on it. Okay, next step is to taste it. So after letting it cool for 3 or 4 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and check it. See what it looks like. See a nice piece of jalapeno in this one. For me, I think it needs a little bit more salt in the mixture, so I'm going to add a little more salt before I start doing it. Otherwise, it's really close. Got a nice red pepper flake to it. Got the jalapenos in there. I can taste the Worcestershire sauce in there. It's really good. This is what I highly recommend as you're making this. Do it this way so that way you can taste it and make sure it's to your liking. Because then once they go on the smoker, you really can't change anything other than maybe adding a little salt to the outside of them. But who wants to always just keep adding salt? Remember, this book is a guide for you to start off doing things however you would like. You can add to it. You can take away if you think it needs more red peppers or less red peppers, more of the Worcestershire sauce, more jalapenos. Do it as you would like. I've been making this recipe for a while now, and this is makes me pretty happy right where I'm at. And for those of you wondering, yes, this is my M&M's bowl. You see it in a lot of it. I'm sure a lot of people have favorite bowls and spatulas and stuff that they use at home. This happens to be my favorite, so I use it for pretty much everything. Next thing we're doing is we're going to be scooping this. We're going to be putting it into the gun that we actually shoot out and make the individual beef jerky strips. So just so everybody knows, I mentioned it in the book, but this is the stainless steel jerky gun that I use. Comes with a variety of different tips. This is your plunger to push your meat into the tube. This is the actual gun itself. This is an extra large size. This makes a flat type of jerky. If you're good enough to do it, that'll do a double shot at once. Here's a much longer tube. This is more for sausage type things. But it kind of all comes together. Has different brushes and cleaners. I got it on Amazon again for about $29. It works great for what I want to do. I use this tube here and I do them one at a time. I'll show you those here in just a minute once I get everything put together. So make sure that you got everything ready to go. Plunger, your right size tube. We have our gun. And then I have 3 racks. I know that this recipe makes 3 racks. So I have 3 racks ready to go. And I've already sprayed them down. I take them over to my stove or to my sink and I spray them down. So that way they're already ready to go. My mixture's ready. I'm gloved up. Let's get started. So I just take it a little pinch. A little bit at a time, put it down in the tube. Then I use my plunger, push it down in there as far as I can, getting a lot of excess air out of it. And get some more. Do it again. The tighter the pack's in there, the tighter your little sausage sticks will be. The little beef jerky sticks will be. They'll come out really nice when you smoke them. Again, let's put the plunger on there. This time not getting any more out of it. So now what we do is we make sure that this goes on the top. And then make sure that it has its O-ring on the inside. Tighten it down. And then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make it come out. I'm going to take that first piece off. And then we just pull the trigger. And we make it come all the way down. And we break it off. And then we do it again. And if it breaks like that, just pinch it back together. That break was where some jalapenos were popped up together. You know, we just keep making our little treats. When I'm traveling, I love to have these in the truck. I keep them refrigerated just so that they go longer. You don't have to. I'm a big beef jerky eater, so I save the little silica packets that come in my beef jerkies. And I go ahead and throw that into the bag whenever I'm making these. And then we do the whole same process over again. Take this off and stuff, and away we go. So I'm going to take that off, pull our little trigger here, pull this all the way back, and then we stuff it and we go again. Now each time you get started, you're going to want to make sure, because there's going to be a little bit of air pocket up in here, so just pump it a couple of good times. You can hear the air releasing, and then here it is coming out again. And we just go ahead and do the rest of these. Meanwhile, I've gone out to my Yoder smoker. I actually use a pellet smoker. I've gone out there and I've started preheating it. Now I'm going to take it to about 250 degrees. I'm going to let all the white smoke burn out for a little bit. Then I'm going to put these on top, and then I'm going to reduce the temperature down. What that's going to do is it's not going to let my smoker have to work extra hard to keep that temperature. I'm taking that temperature up. I'm going to open that lid. I'm going to work on it a little bit. But what it's doing is it's going to let my recovery time in my smoker just work a little bit better. That's just something I do. Not everybody does that. I do it a lot when I'm baking. I heat my oven up about 50 degrees above what I'm doing with baking. And let's see if we can get this last one on here. Yeah, good to go. Maybe one more here. So I'm going to do the other two racks, and then I'll be back to show you what it looks like when we go to the smoker. Okay, so here we are at the Yoder smoker. I've got mesquite wood pellets in there. I'm going to go ahead and put the racks in there. Third rack doesn't make a full rack, just makes a couple of little ones. I'm going to put it in there. It's 165 degrees. We're going to put it in there for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. We're going to come and we're going to rotate each one of the pieces, and we'll rotate the pans around so that one more goes on top of the hot spot, one more goes on top of the release, and then one will go down here on the bottom. All right, we'll come back in just a little bit, show you what they look like at midpoint, and then we'll do a final assessment. So here we are at about an hour and a half. We're going to take each one, we're just going to roll it a little bit. Break it loose, roll it over, do each one of them all the way through. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and break all of them loose, then roll them all, then rotate where they are in the smoker, put them back in there for about another hour, and then we'll look at them and see how they are. Okay, so we're right at about the 3-hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and turn the heat off, let these things cool down a little bit. They still have a little bit of moisture in them. Yes, I ate the one that was right there. And we're gonna take them inside. I'll let you see what they look like on the inside and be done. Well, here's the final product. Again, these are the meat sticks. They're on page 142 in the book. You cut them open, that's what they look like on the inside. They're nice and tender, juicy. Jalapenos, brown sugar on the inside. They're great. I buy these from a local place here in town. They cost me, for 4 sticks, it's about $6. This batch here that I made was about $14, and there's 28 sticks that were full size, and then there was 2 partial size like this. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget, Life with a Side of Rice on Amazon.